So tonight, Harvard University now bracing for the impact. Harvard Medical School leadership reportedly gathering together employees and warning them that there would be consequences for the school's fight with the Trump administration. The Harvard Crimson is reporting that the medical school is now planning to cut staff and programs.
Institutions all over the country and universities in particular are watching Harvard's fight and what happens next. Columbia was the first major institution singled out by the Trump administration. On March 7th, about $400 million in its funding was canceled until Columbia agreed to changes.
Cornell University had more than $1 billion frozen over alleged civil rights violations. And Brown University may lose $500 million in federal grants and contracts because of what the government describes as the school's response to anti-Semitism on campus.
WBZ's Tiffany spent today looking at Harvard's finances and why this cut will have such a major impact even at a school with such a huge endowment. Tiffany joins us live with the story now in Cambridge. Tiffany?
Now, these Trump administration cuts have far-reaching impacts here on Harvard's campus. It impacts financial aid programs for students, also research in medicine and science, and also technology. Harvard University losing billions of dollars in federal funding as their conflict with President Trump heats up.
$2 billion is a lot of money for anybody, even for Harvard.
The Trump administration gave Harvard a list of demands.
Hey, Harvard, do what's right. Hey, Harvard, do what's right.
End DEI programs and limit campus protests like this one over the weekend, or risk losing $2.2 billion in federal funding. The university isn't giving in, and it's costing them, despite an enormous endowment fund. One Wellesley College economics professor explains why this is not a viable solution.
We're talking about $2 billion once, plus another $500 million a year, essentially forever. That will
drain through that money pretty quickly.
That will do a very good job of depleting that endowment pretty quickly.
The funding freeze impacting the school's financial aid programs and the research happening here at the Chan School of Public Health.
And so a lot of the funding that has supported us to engage with governments and work with governments in planning their research programs was cut off very abruptly.
Researcher Jeffrey Eaton is focused on finding a cure for HIV/AIDS, a mission halted by Trump administration cuts.
People in other countries are really depending on a part of you guys' work to kind of make it all happen.
Yeah, exactly. And a big disruption of those processes, a disruption of trust.
If you're at MGH and something is wrong with you, you are very grateful that Harvard is spending all of that money on research.
That's not all. In this heated political climate, President Trump is also targeting Harvard's tax exemption status, a move that would cost the school millions more.
I think it's really unfortunate to link these things together. I think that it overlooks the massive impact that our work has on society.
Now, that economics professor says one solution for Harvard is looking to big banks and getting a loan to cover some of these costs and paying that down depending on how this political climate shakes out. Live from Cambridge, I'm Tiffany Chan, WBZ News.
Federal funding is Harvard University's largest source of support for cutting-edge medical, scientific, and technological research. It's with that funding that Harvard has made some huge impacts on countless lives. First, when it comes to cancer, Harvard researchers developed a form of cancer immunotherapy called checkpoint blockade. That's currently used for the treatment of at least 12 types of cancer. Hundreds of thousands of patients with cancer benefit from those therapies every year. Now let's talk about your heart and heart disease. Harvard Medical School scientists developed devices that regulate heart rhythm and shock the heart out of lethal arrhythmias to prevent sudden cardiac death. This impacts hundreds of thousands of people every year. Let's talk now, if we can, about obesity and diabetes. They have revolutionized obesity and diabetes treatment. A Harvard Medical School researcher discovered GLP-1. That's a molecule that has become the basis for popular weight loss drugs like Wegovy and Ozempic as well. And Harvard has also worked on transplants, and this is huge, alleviating critical organ shortages all around the world. A team at Massachusetts General Hospital, led by Harvard Medical School physicians and scientists, successfully transplanted a genetically edited pig kidney into a living person. None of this would have been possible without that federal funding.